The very first thing that you want to do is you want to define what your value proposition is. You want to start with a hypothesis as your value proposition. So one of the tools that we use is we create a value proposition statement and we say, I believe that X market would value X product and it will give them these benefits. Well, after you create the proposition, the next step is to then test that hypothesis. Now, there's a couple of ways that you could do this. One of my favorite ways is to create a landing page and throw a couple of Facebook or Google ads towards that landing page and see if you could actually get people to sign up before their product is even built. So on that landing page, it would just contain your value statement, the list of benefits, some kind of cool branding that gets the gist of what you're trying to sell out there. After some time, you'll be able to gauge how people feel about it by whether or not they click through, see what you're trying to sell, and actually put in their email. That's one of the quickest ways that we use to really validate the idea. Once you've validated the value proposition, then you set up customer interviews to then interview them and kind of do like an open interview about what your value proposition is supposed to do. In this open interview, which is generally about 30 minutes to an hour, you try to understand the problem from the user's perspective. And I would make sure that you don't necessarily inject what the value of your app is supposed to do. Well, during those customer interviews, it would be more like taking the time to understand why they're facing the problems that they're dealing with and the current solutions that they use to solve that problem and the level of pain that they're facing because this problem exists in their life. After we do these customer interviews, we then jump right into the value proposition canvas. And from there, we're able to kind of fill out a customer's wants, their likes, their dislikes in relation to the core problem that you're trying to solve and how your application's features tie into solving those wants, unlikes, and then jobs that they have to perform. Then we start building a basic wireframe just outlining the customer journey of, hey, I have a problem, I'm downloading your app, here's how your application solves that problem. And then you would go back to your email list and grab a couple of people and then test those wireframes with that email list. Through iterating through this process through about 4 to 6 weeks, you'll have a deep understanding of your customer's problem and how your application solves their problem. You'll also be able to generate copy specifically from your customer's point of view to use for marketing materials. You will have a base of customers that you can launch to in the beginning, and you'll have a pretty solid product that's specifically tailored to solving your customers' problems.